Hello, greetings, good tidings to you primitive screwheads. As you can see, folks, it is I, everybody's favorite figure collecting Lobo, and of course, we are back once again for another quite riveting segment of a Figure Friday. As you know, it is that special time of the week where we spend some quality time together and, well, we basically nerd out about all things figure, Funko, merchandise, memorabilia related to all kinds, shapes, colors, and sizes. You best believe anything at that source you're going to find right here on this channel. And of course, we're not only coming at you live from the YouTube channel, but also from the TikTok as well. Because as you know, folks, we have a very, very, very interesting episode tonight. But before the holiest moments, before we get into the nitty and gritty of tonight, please do me a favor. Go grab yourself something to eat. Go grab yourself something to drink. Hydration is key. Or if you want to just grab a snack and just chill, that's perfectly happy. Yes, hello and good evening, mother. How are you? And I mean, honestly, I hope you are doing well. But don't worry about me. I had my food not too long ago. It was a delicious brisket burrito, and oh my God, those folks at the carniceria, they really know what they're doing. So please go and help yourselves. Do what you got to do. I mean, really, I'll be here. Please make yourselves comfortable. Just know there is no rush. I mean, it's trust and believe. And again, I'm chilling tonight with some delicious pineapple Fanta. Lovely. Oh, goodness gracious. Good vibes tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Hello and good evening, everybody who is just joining us. Okay, got that almost. No, let me just fix that just a little bit. Oh, sorry for the turbulence. Perfect. Okay. Lovely. Oh, yes, and how could I forget? For those of you guys who are currently, like, if you're at work, please don't let me be the reason, that you get into trouble with your bosses or higher up figures, because I don't want to be the reason anybody loses a job. Or if you're just at home chilling, hope you had a great day at work, hope you made that paycheck, made that bread. And again, I reiterate, if you're at work, don't let your boss catch you, nerding out with me, because I don't know how certain folks feel about that. But I'm just throwing that out there. And of course, I do hope that you guys are having a wonderful Friday evening, folks, because as you know, it is Friday and it is the weekend time. Time to have some fun. Like I was gonna say get crunk, but I don't really do that. So I'm just saying. But either way, oh my God, oh my goodness. Yes, with that, oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the under control. That's a new one. I have not seen that before. Thank you so much. Thank you. Shout out to Grateful Heart. She's amazing. Yes, indeed. Don't forget, new subs, gift givers, followers, you guys all get howls. Don't ever forget that. I cannot stress that enough. I figure it's something I should maybe reiterate or maybe integrate into the shows, So, anyways, but with that being said, folks, hey, it's as you can see, we have hit 3-minute marker, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I invite you guys to please, hey, sit back, relax, kick your feet up, take a deep breath. Just chill and mellow out with your boy, because as you know, it's just you, me, and the merchandise of tonight. But before we go any further, I need to give a special shout out to the good folks on YouTube, because we did cross another goal of 120 subs. And oh my God, you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. Never forget, you guys are the lifeblood of this channel, and I cannot thank you enough. I mean, I probably can't, so I'll probably just keep doing it. Heck. Human being, you're alive. You're alive. Well, personally, I am grateful to see that you are alive, ma'am, and I do hope that you are keeping safe and hydrated as well. It's necessary. Don't make me have to jump through this device, because if I have to, I will drown you in the water to make you drink and say hydration. But at the same time, just know it's all because I care. Just know that. But also, with that being said, folks, tonight's episode, we will actually be jumping. Speaking of jumping, we're jumping into the world of movie magic to introduce a pair of groovy faces. Don't worry, I'm just trust and believe. I would not do that. I'm not a violent person by nature. I would never, ever do that. I apologize if I scared you or scared anybody else in the chat. Again, I apologize. So again, I invite you guys, please sit back, relax, and let's get tonight's episode started. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Don't forget, you guys are awesome. Okay, so first up, I thought that we can go ahead and introduce a returning favorite. Yes, a returning favorite who basically proves that you should never forget the magic words when reciting in a graveyard. The words are Klaatu, Verata, necktie, nickel. Oh God, it was definitely an N word. Just Klaatu, Verata. Okay, we're good. So, with that being said, folks, please give our first big Wolfpack welcome to Mr. Ashley J. Williams. But yes, that's right, folks. The part-time housewares employee and hardware employee and full-time demon-killing, boomstick-blasting badass has returned to us on this fine Friday evening. But this version, however, takes us back to his excursions and battle back in the year of the 1300s, which, of course, medieval times. There you go. Check him out. And of course, as you can see, he's sporting his work uniform, which is the S-MART company. Now remember, when you shop smart, shop S-MART. You got that? Okay. But anyways, and he's also sporting his at the time it was newly acquired, but it's a kind of like a remix of his chainsaw hand. What it is still a hand. Well, I'm sorry, it's still a stump, but it's more medieval and technical, which basically gives him superhuman strength. And of course, he does have this rifle here, which is a repeater rifle. I believe it's a Smith & Wesson 30-30 repeater rifle. If it's not, then I do apologize. Shout out to the gunheads in chat. Just saying. Now, with that being said, folks, I do hope that you guys will join me in, sharing his history of how this man came to be. And again, I want to say this, you guys, thank you so much for the likes and the shares. You guys are awesome. I just want to throw that out there. Now, the year again was in the year 1300s, around that time. After he was actually transported there via portal. From his year back in I can't remember what the year was, honestly, but it was around the time of the first and second Evil Dead films when he found the book known as the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Now, when he was transported through, he was quickly surrounded by knights on horseback, and of course, at the time he ended up being taken prisoner by the army of Lord Arthur. But that's only because he saw him as the enemy, because he was an outsider of his enemy, Henry the Red. Now, at the time, ironically, Henry the Red was also captured. And among all of Arthur's men, only the wise man actually believed that Ash was known as the Promised One, who was a prophesized hero who would fall from the sky to save their people from the terror of the Deadites. And after a test of strength, skill, and just daring badassery in a pit area, which of course Lord Arthur was seeking to, basically kill Ash, he actually convinced Lord Arthur, of course, by laying him out, by punching him across the face, he convinced him that Ash was indeed the Promised One. And of course, the local primitives began to basically treat him like a pig to treating him like a king, including a beautiful maiden known as Sheila, who, well, believe it or not, she was ironically the one responsible for putting Ash into the pit in the first place. So, in a way, karma really came back to bite her. Now, at the time, he was informed by the wise man that the Necronomicon was the key to returning him to his own time. So, Williams, he set out on a quest to retrieve the book from a cursed graveyard that was miles away from Lord Arthur's kingdom. In which Ash would, eventually retrieve the Ex Mortis from the cemetery in which it laid. Though, unfortunately, he did make the mistake of fumbling the simple incantational words, and in doing so, he actually ended up causing the army of the dead to awaken. And of course, it was actually led by a very evil being, which of course we'll get into that in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. Now, arising from the graves, they waged a total siege against Lord Arthur's castle Kandar in order to reclaim the Necronomicon. But Ash, thankfully, using a combination of 20th century engineering and weaponry, and of course his skills, Ash, Lord Arthur's subjects, and of course with a late assist by Henry the Red, they all successfully defeated the Legion of Darkness. And of course, winning the battle in a victorious manner, Arthur's wise men used the instructions found within the Ex Mortis to sort of create a potion, if you will, which would allow Ash to, to basically fall asleep and, of course, wake up back in his proper time. Or so we thought. But again, that's best served for another time, when we get to that point. Trust and believe. It's a very, very awesome film. One of my personal favorites. I could watch that film, never get bored with it hours on end. I'm just saying. I think it's one of my favorite films to ever be created. And of course, Ashley Williams was portrayed and played by the ever awesome Bruce Campbell. And I was actually happy to see, where he reprised his role as Ash in Ash versus Evil Dead. Not the Army of Darkness. The Ash versus Evil Dead series was an awesome series as well, and I highly recommend it. Oh, shout out to Great Heart for the roses. Oh, they smell divine. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. Woo! Awesome. Shout out to y'all guys for helping me reach 1.8K likes. Oh my gosh, y'all guys are putting in that work right now. 46 roses. Oh my goodness, that's what. Maybe 2-3 bouquets worth. I could be wrong. I'm not really good at math. Now, I did find out some pretty interesting fun facts about Mr. Ash Williams here. For example, did you guys know that it was revealed in the Ash versus Evil Dead series that Mr. Williams here is actually a father? Yes, he gave birth to a beautiful daughter. Of course, he didn't know her until she was almost a full-blown adult, but, it was one of those simpler times, yeah. And another interesting fact is that, did you guys know that he almost has, oh my God, what is that, constellation? Oh no, the Polaris, the North Star. Oh my goodness, shout out to Grateful Heart. She's doing work right now, y'all, dang. What was that? Oh yeah, believe it or not, he actually almost had his own film that featured Ash Williams versus Freddy Krueger versus Jason. I got to tell you, it really irks me that they could not find a way to bring that film to fruition because, I feel like Ash would have beaten the pair. That's just me. He's slain worse creatures than Freddy and Jason. I'm just saying. I feel like he could take them. Now, another fun fact, it actually goes out to my Marvel fans here. Did you guys know that there was also a comic series where he made an appearance in the Marvel Zombies universe? I kid you not, that is true. You can look it up. You're more than welcome to. I need a swig after that. Delicious. This is actually my first time trying the pineapple Fanta. It's delicious. Fruity and tangy. But anyways, I hope you guys are hydrating as well. Don't make me have to jump through the screen because I will. All right. So, next up, we are actually going to be introducing the dark side of this chosen promised one's coin. So, even though he's not quite the looker, he was the one who rose from the dead and led the Deadite army. So please, ladies and gents, give another big wolf pack welcome. And of course, take a knee if you want to, because he is considered royalty among the Deadites, to Mr. Bad Ash, Evil Ash. But that's right, folks. The demonic doppelganger of our beloved hero. And of course, the Deadite army has also joined us this evening. And of course, after being able to hold on to the cursed book of the Necronomicon and taking it out of his hands, I was able to get him to spill his guts, literally, about his story. But there he is. Check him out. As you can see, he's kind of sporting the same look as Ash. He does have the same, the blue, but this was, when he didn't have his S-MART uniform on. And of course, he does have a skull and a pair of swords, and of course, a blood red cape. And of course, thankfully, he is standing strong. So, he looks angry. To put it into perspective, when Ash found out that he had an evil doppelganger, he took it upon himself to put a boomstick to his face and, of course, blow it in half and proceeded to cut him into pieces with a chainsaw. So, I mean, I'd be pissed too, wouldn't you? But, with that being said, allow me to share his little history. So, Mr. Evil Ash here is, again, the demonic doppelganger of Ash Williams, who emerged from the depths of darkness with an insidious purpose in the ancient year of 1300 AD. Of course, again, the same year where Ash was there. This sinister replica rallied an entire army of malevolent beings known as Deadites to wage a ruthless siege on Castle Kandar. Now, their sort of sole objective or paramount objective, if you will, was to get into the castle and, of course, seize hold of the invaluable artifact, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. However, despite his wicked intentions, the clone was ultimately vanquished by his virtuous counterpart, Ash Williams, in a fiery blast of fire and a big bang, thanks to compliments of a giant sack of gunpowder. Now, I know it's true that in the year 1300 AD, they didn't have gunpowder, but thanks to the 20th century ingenuity and smarts of Ash Williams, they were able to procure the successful weaponry, which, again, is awesome. Okay, now, I did find out a couple interesting fun facts about Mr. Evil Ash here. For example, did you guys know that he possesses the power of Deadite conversion? Now, basically what that means is that he can turn regular people into Deadites without having to kill them, which, of course, is how he got to the maiden Sheila, because it happened to her. Now, also, he's also considered to be similar to that of Jason Voorhees, simply because, like Jason, they can both withstand immense injuries and would kill with anyone else without purpose, heck. And, another fun, interesting fact is this actually shout out to the director, Sam Raimi, because he is actually featured in this film. And ironically, he was actually the voice of Evil Ash's skeletal form. And if you don't know, honestly, who he is, you should check that out. Or if you just want to look up like that whole scene of skeletal Evil Ash or Evil Ash skeletal, honestly, you will hear his voice. And I think he looks great. So, hey, you know what? With that being said, folks, before we get out of here, I just want to say, if you guys have been following my Instagram stories, then you might have caught a glimpse of my newly built PC. Yes, I kid you not. I've successfully been able to get her together and get her sort of up off the ground. She has power to her. She looks amazing when powered on, honestly. I will post more pictures of her on my Instagram story. You guys are more than welcome to check that out. But with that being said, folks, I do hope that you guys will follow me over to my Twitch to do some gameplay of the evening. Not sure what yet, but we will see. We are still on console, but trust and believe, folks, these streams for PC, they are coming. They are getting ever closer, and that includes new adventures and, of course, along with you guys. So, with that being said, folks, I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another riveting episode. Feel free to hit the subscribe button when it does appear. Feel free to sample either one of these fine minion-like videos if you wish. And again, until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves, and be zen as always. Peace.